When a man kisses you down there, it's not just about physical pleasure. It's not just about being good in bed. It's about devotion. It's about admiration. It's about that raw, unfiltered moment where his entire focus is on you. Most women underestimate how powerful that is for a man. They think it's purely about lust, but for many men, that act is deeply emotional. It's one of the few moments he allows himself to be completely vulnerable. He's not performing. He's worshiping. He's showing you, I'm here. I want to please you. I want you to feel desired beyond words. You see, when a man truly loves kissing you there, it's not just because of how you taste or how you react. It's because of how it makes him feel about himself in that moment. It's his way of connecting. It's his way of saying, I see you. I want all of you. And if you want to understand male desire on a deeper level, you have to see this act not as something he does to you, but something he shares with you. So today, I'm breaking down 5 powerful reasons why men love to kiss down there and what most women don't know about it. Because when you understand this, you'll never misread his passion again. When a man truly loves kissing you down there, it's his way of showing admiration, something that goes far deeper than physical pleasure. It's easy to mistake this act for lust, for something purely primal or selfish. But for a man who's genuinely connected to you, it's a form of worship. It's his way of saying, without words, you are beautiful. You are enough. And I want to prove it to you. You see, men are often taught to admire women from a distance, to notice beauty, to crave it, but not always to honor it. But when a man is truly drawn to you, when he feels safe in your presence and enchanted by your energy, that desire to kiss you intimately becomes an act of reverence. In that moment, he's not focused on himself. He's focused entirely on you. Your reactions, your breath, the tiny shifts in your body, they guide him. And in doing so, he feels something that men rarely experience: complete, grounded admiration. What most women don't realize is that this moment is when a man sees you through the lens of raw acceptance. You might be thinking about your insecurities, how you look, how you smell, how you taste, but he's not. His attention is locked on your pleasure, your authenticity, your surrender. To him, that's intoxicating, because in that moment, you're not performing, you're just being, you're present, vulnerable, and unguarded. And that's what he admires most: the real you, the one who isn't filtered, edited, or hidden behind layers of control. It's important to understand that admiration is one of a man's deepest emotional needs. He doesn't just want to be respected, he wants to feel inspired. And when he's with a woman who moves him, who captivates him emotionally and energetically, he wants to honor that. His instinct is to give, to devote, to make her feel what words can't express. That's why so many men describe this act as something powerful. It's their way of saying, you move me, you deserve to be adored. Think about it. When he's down there, he's not distracted by the world. He's not thinking about work, stress, or his phone. He's fully immersed in you. That's rare for a man, to be completely present, without ego, without agenda. It's one of the few spaces where he can truly lose himself in connection. And that's what makes it so special for him. It's not about proving how good he is. It's about expressing how much he values you. So when you find yourself in that moment, instead of worrying about how you look or whether you're doing it right, let yourself feel what's actually happening. This isn't about perfection, it's about presence. When you allow yourself to relax, when you accept his admiration instead of rejecting it, you give him the gift of your trust. And that's incredibly powerful. It tells him, I believe you see me. I believe you choose me. And here's the beautiful part. When a man feels that trust, it deepens his attraction to you beyond the physical. He starts to crave your energy, your softness, your confidence. Because now it's not just a sexual act, it's emotional connection disguised as desire. He's not just giving you pleasure, he's communicating devotion. That's why this act for many men feels sacred. It's not casual, it's emotional intimacy at its most physical. So the next time he kisses you there with intention, remember, he's not doing it because he has to. He's doing it because he wants to honor you. And when you let him, when you meet his admiration with openness, you create a moment he'll never forget. Because in that instant, he's not just seeing your body, he's witnessing your essence. And that's something that stays with him long after the night ends. For most of his life, a man is taught that strength means control. He's taught to be composed, to lead, to take charge, to be the one who knows what he's doing. But when he's with a woman he deeply desires, something shifts. There's this quiet craving inside him to surrender, to lose that control for a moment. and kissing you down there gives him that rare chance. It's a paradox that few people understand. It's both his form of control and his surrender all at once. In that moment, he's not thinking about the world or his responsibilities. He's not in his head strategizing or solving problems. He's immersed in you. He's leading through touch, but he's following your body's rhythm. Every sound you make, every breath you take, it becomes his compass. He listens not with his ears, but with his whole being. And that's something he rarely gets to do anywhere else in his life. Men live in a world that constantly demands performance from work, from family, from society. They're expected to always have answers, to be in control, to be the rock everyone leans on. But in that moment of intimacy, he gets to let go of all that. He gets to trade dominance for devotion. The act itself becomes his form of freedom. He's still leading in his own way, but it's not about power, it's about purpose. His purpose becomes your pleasure, your comfort, your release. And that shift from dominance to service is intoxicating for him. When he's there, it's not about ego or proving anything. It's about the thrill of giving. He's in control of his movement, his pace, his intent. But emotionally, he's surrendered to you. He's tuned into your every reaction, waiting for the smallest sign that tells him he's making you feel good. That's the balance men rarely find anywhere else. The satisfaction of guiding and the vulnerability of yielding. It's the closest thing to emotional equilibrium he can experience in intimacy. Most women don't realize how powerful that is for a man. They see the physical act and think it's purely about his desire or fantasy. But for him, it's also deeply psychological. It's his way of saying, I trust you enough to lose myself in you. And for a man who's used to being in control, that's huge. It's a form of vulnerability that he can't express through words, but he can through touch. The beauty of this act is in how it transforms him. It makes him softer without making him weak. It lets him experience a kind of emotional honesty he doesn't always know how to show. Because in that moment, there's no pretense, just connection. And ironically, it's in giving up control that he feels most powerful, not because he's dominating, but because he's making someone he cares about feel seen, safe, and desired. That's where his masculinity finds its deepest expression. And for the woman, when she recognizes this, everything changes. When she realizes that this act is his way of both surrendering and leading, she stops seeing it as something done to her and starts seeing it as something shared with her. She begins to understand that in that space, he's not just chasing pleasure, he's chasing meaning. He wants to feel the depth of her response, the trust in her body, the honesty in her reactions. That's what fuels him. So when he kisses you there, remember, it's not just about control and it's not just about submission. It's the rare moment where those two worlds meet. He's giving himself permission to be both powerful and vulnerable, to lead and to yield, to take and to give completely. And when you allow him that space, when you receive him with trust and openness, you're giving him something just as sacred, the freedom to be fully human. Confidence is one of the most intoxicating qualities a woman can have. And when it comes to intimacy, it's what makes the difference between a moment that's simply physical and one that feels magnetic. A man might be attracted to a woman's body, but what truly makes him obsessed is how she owns it. When he's kissing you down there, what draws him in deeper isn't just what he sees or feels. It's your confidence, your comfort, the energy that says, I trust myself and I trust you. When a woman is confident, she doesn't shrink under the weight of her insecurities. She doesn't try to hide her body or silence her reactions. She allows herself to be present, to feel, to express pleasure without shame. And that kind of openness, it drives him wild because it tells him something he rarely gets to hear from a woman's words, that she's comfortable in her own skin. It gives him permission to relax too, to enjoy without worrying if he's doing everything perfectly. Confidence turns the moment from performance into connection. You see, a man doesn't crave perfection. He craves authenticity. He wants to see you lose yourself in the experience, not because you're trying to impress him, but because you feel safe enough to let go. The sound of your breath, the way your body moves, the softness in your expression, all of that communicates confidence. It's not about how you look. It's about how you feel about how you look. When you're comfortable and unapologetic, it tells him you know your worth. And that, to a man, is irresistible. But when a woman pulls away, hides, or becomes tense, it breaks that spell. It tells him, I'm not sure I deserve this, or I don't trust that you like me as I am. And even if he doesn't consciously process it, he feels that hesitation. It makes him second guess himself, wonder if he's doing something wrong. Men are incredibly intuitive when it comes to a woman's comfort. They might not always have the right words, but they can feel when your energy shifts and when you relax, when you let your body speak freely. It gives him a sense of connection that no technique or trick could ever replace. Confidence in intimacy isn't about being loud or dominant. It's about being unapologetically present. It's about allowing yourself to receive pleasure without guilt. Most women have been conditioned to prioritize a man's experience, to worry about what he thinks or how he feels. But the truth is, what makes you unforgettable to him isn't how much you give, but how completely you receive. Because when you do, it validates him. It tells him, you make me feel good. You make me feel safe. That's the ultimate affirmation for a man. It touches both his ego and his heart. And here's the secret most women don't realize. Your confidence gives him confidence. When you relax into your pleasure, it signals that you trust him, that you enjoy him, that you're not comparing him to anyone else. That trust makes him bolder, more attentive, more present. He's no longer trying to prove something. He's simply connecting. Your confidence frees him from pressure. It turns the moment into a mutual exchange instead of a one-sided act. So when he's kissing you there and you start to feel that familiar voice in your head, the one that says, what if he doesn't like this? Or do I look okay right now? Breathe, let it go. Remember that he's already there because he wants to be. He's not judging you. He's drawn to you. And the more you allow yourself to believe that, the more magnetic you become. A confident woman doesn't chase validation. She creates it by being present, by enjoying herself, by radiating energy that says, I am enough exactly as I am. That's the energy that men crave. That's what makes them addicted. Because confidence is the most sensual thing you can wear. And when you bring it into moments of intimacy, it transforms everything from an act of pleasure into an unforgettable emotional connection. For many men, words can feel limiting when it comes to expressing emotion. They may struggle to articulate what they feel, not because they don't care, but because vulnerability isn't something most of them have been encouraged to practice. From a young age, they're taught to show strength, not softness, logic, not emotion. So when a man wants to connect deeply, he often turns to what he can control, his actions. And one of the most intimate, wordless ways he expresses his feelings is through physical touch. When he kisses you down there, it's not only an act of desire, it's his way of building emotional intimacy without having to say a single word. In that moment, he's telling you something that goes far beyond attraction. He's saying, I want to know you. I want to make you feel something real. It's his form of care. He's giving his attention, his patience, his energy, all to make sure you feel seen and cherished. For him, this kind of closeness creates a bridge between his heart and yours. It's not just about pleasure. It's about connection. He feels you responding, breathing, softening under his touch, and that gives him a sense of emotional fulfillment that few things can match. It reassures him that he's not just physically close to you, but emotionally trusted by you. A man's desire to please you in this way often comes from a very pure place. It's not performance, it's presence. He's tuned into your signals, adjusting his movements, watching how you react. He's not only listening with his ears, he's listening with his entire body. Every reaction you give him becomes a form of feedback, a conversation without words. And in that space, both of you are communicating through sensation, through energy, through trust. It's an intimacy that transcends talking. It's about feeling each other on a deeper, emotional level. For many women, this act can be difficult to receive fully because it requires vulnerability. To let someone explore you so closely means allowing them to see you without filters, without the protection of control. But when you surrender to that moment, when you stop overthinking and allow yourself to just feel, you create an emotional exchange that lingers long after it's over. You're showing him that you trust him, that you feel safe enough to open up completely. And that, to a man who loves you, is everything. This is why men who care deeply tend to approach this act differently. They're not rushed. They take their time because they want you to feel every second of it. Their focus isn't on finishing, it's on connection. They check in with your reactions, not because they're unsure of themselves, but because they're attuned to you. They want to make sure that what they're giving is being received, that you're not just physically responding, but emotionally melting into it. And when they see you relax, when they hear that sigh of pleasure or that quiet moment of surrender, it touches something profound in them. It tells them that their efforts are making you feel cared for, safe, desired, and that emotional validation is incredibly powerful. What most people don't realize is that this kind of intimacy builds emotional trust. It creates a space where both partners feel connected beyond words. When a man can make you feel good, when he can see you completely unguarded and still feel accepted, it changes how he relates to you outside the bedroom. It deepens his affection, his protectiveness, his willingness to open up more emotionally in everyday life. Because for him, that closeness isn't just physical, it's proof that there's real emotional safety between you. So the next time he takes his time with you, understand that he's not just chasing pleasure, he's trying to tell you something deeper, that he wants to know you beyond the surface, that he finds you fascinating, that he cares enough to learn how to please you in a way that touches both your body and your heart. This is his language of love, his way of saying, you matter to me. And when you respond with openness, when you let him in emotionally as much as physically, you create the kind of connection that can't be faked. It's not about sex anymore. It's about intimacy, the kind that bonds two people from the inside out. At his core, a man is drawn to feminine energy in a way that goes beyond logic or reasoning. It's not something he decides, it's something he feels. That there's a magnetic pull in the way a woman moves, breathes, and carries herself. When he kisses you down there, he's connecting to that feminine essence directly. It's his way of worshipping something he doesn't fully understand, but is completely captivated by. It's not just about pleasure or desire, it's about reverence. It's about honoring the part of you that makes you soft yet powerful, vulnerable yet strong. In that moment, he's not just exploring your body, he's surrendering to the energy that defines you. For men, feminine energy represents peace and freedom. It's the calm after chaos, the warmth after distance, the softness that balances their intensity. Most men live their lives in a state of tension, fighting, striving, chasing goals. But when they're with a woman who embodies feminine energy, they feel that tension melt. They feel grounded. That's what draws them in. That's why they crave closeness with you. When he kisses you intimately, he's not just acting on lust. He's absorbing your energy. He's feeding off your softness, your warmth, your presence. It soothes something inside him that words could never reach. This is why that act feels sacred to many men, even if they never say it. It's not about domination or control. It's about appreciation. It's a kind of surrender, a moment where he stops being the thinker, the planner, the provider, and becomes the feeler. He's allowing himself to experience your energy fully without barriers. It's almost spiritual for him because it connects him to something primal yet deeply emotional. It's as if he's saying, this is the essence of what draws me to you, the mystery, the beauty, the life force that I'll never fully understand but always want to protect and cherish. When a man feels emotionally connected to you, that act becomes symbolic. It's his way of giving you devotion through physicality. He wants to show that he doesn't just desire you, he respects you. He's drawn to your feminine power. And kissing you there becomes his way of honoring it. He admires how you can be both delicate and fierce, gentle and commanding. He's reminded of how much he loves that duality in you, the softness he wants to protect and the confidence that keeps him intrigued. And when you allow him to do it, when you let him see you without shame, without self-doubt, it creates a cycle of energy between you. Your openness amplifies your feminine energy, and that energy fuels his masculine desire to please, protect, and connect. It's not just a physical exchange, it's emotional alchemy. He gives through his devotion, and you receive through your surrender. In that exchange, both of you rise higher in connection. What makes this experience unforgettable for him isn't just your body, it's the energy you give off while he's there. When you're relaxed, when you trust, when you allow yourself to be fully present, he feels that. It's not something you say, it's something you radiate. It tells him that you trust him enough to receive his energy. That kind of vulnerability touches a man's heart in ways even he can't explain. It makes him feel honored, chosen and valued as a lover and as a man. So when he kisses you down there, it's more than desire, it's gratitude. Gratitude for your essence, your softness, your femininity. He's not just drawn to how you look or smell or feel. He's drawn to the emotional energy you carry. It's his way of celebrating you, of saying, you are the most powerful and beautiful force I've ever known. And when you let him experience that fully, when you receive his touch as the worship it truly is, you give him a kind of peace and fulfillment that stays with him long after the moment ends. Because deep down, what he's really kissing isn't just your body, it's the very energy that makes you the woman he can't forget. So when you understand why men love to kiss you down there, you realize it's not just about physical pleasure. It's about connection, admiration, emotional surrender. It's his way of saying, I see you, I choose you, and I want to make you feel extraordinary. Every touch, every breath, every moment he spends there is an act of devotion, a way of expressing affection that words can never capture. The beauty of this realization is that it allows you to stop overthinking and start feeling, to stop worrying about how you look and start embracing how deeply you're being cherished. Because when you let yourself receive his energy without fear or hesitation, something shifts. You connect not just body to body, but soul to soul. So the next time you find yourself in that moment, don't hold back. Let go. Trust that his desire is not shallow, it's sacred. Let yourself be adored, admired, and celebrated for the woman you are. And if you want to build a connection where desire and emotional intimacy exist in perfect harmony, where he doesn't just want your body, but your essence, then start by allowing yourself to be seen. Because that's the moment he truly falls in love.